Hi there, my name is Josh Fector. I'm one of the founders of Product Manager HQ, and I'm also the founder and head of product of a software company called Squibbler. And today I'd like to talk about a topic that many people have asked about, and that is, what is the path of a product owner? As you may know, the demand for product owners across the globe has been growing steadily over the last years. In 2020, LinkedIn released a business report proving just that, estimating that in the US alone, the job of a product owner will experience an annual growth rate of 24%. Meaning that this is definitely one of the most lucrative, sought-after positions in product management right now. The great thing here is that there are also several opportunities for you to pursue your dream career. If you're just starting your career as a product owner with the hopes of moving up the ladder, in this video, you'll learn what are the best roles and job titles that are in store for you. But before we get into that fantastic world of product ownership, make sure to hit that subscribe button to get direct notifications whenever we post new and insightful videos just like this one. That way you'll always be first in line to get your fair share of high quality instructional content from real product management experts. Now let's go ahead and jump in. Before breaking down the main career paths that a product owner can branch off into, it's important to first get a solid understanding of the role that a product owner plays within product management. In doing so, we'll get a bird's eye view into the kind of responsibilities that product owners carry out, which will undoubtedly provide us with a foundation upon which we can then understand the kind of future roles that product owners get into. It's important to say that the role of a product owner tends to generate quite a bit of confusion. If you look at a few product owner open positions at LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and Indeed, you'll notice many differences in the requirements, experience, skills, qualifications, and responsibilities. However, generally speaking, the role they occupy within organizations does not change. This is because a product owner, in its pure sense, isn't a job title. Rather, under the agile approach, it's a function that describes a person who is the highest authority on a product within a company. According to the broader Scrum framework, the product owner is limited to that of someone who grooms the product backlog. Consequently, the role can be assigned to anyone who has the highest authority on the product. In doing so, the product owner assumes responsibility for maximizing product value. As a result, as much as tasks tend to vary from company to company, there are a series of standardized activities that come with product backlog management, all of which you are expected to carry out. These include communicating across product teams and prioritizing tasks that are later reflected and monitored in backlog updates, as well as setting product vision and participating where necessary in certain Scrum events such as sprint planning and sprint retrospectives, among others. The role played by a product owner does not describe or match the length and breadth of the responsibilities held by someone with the job title of product manager. This is because the former within Scrum and Agile is responsible for backlog grooming and product ownership, whereas the latter bears complete responsibility for product outcome as it relates to a business and its customers. Having understood the dimensions of the product owner role, let us now examine the career path that this role can yield. With the role of a product owner defined, we now turn to the first role in the typical hierarchy of a product owner's career path. Assuming that you're starting from the bottom up, logic would indicate that's usually one's first position within product ownership would be an entry-level position. In this case, we'll be talking about a junior product owner. As the name suggests, a junior product owner is the greenest position in product ownership. These professionals are aware of agile development principles and methodologies and know how they should be implemented. They also have a fair understanding of backlog grooming as well as the different requirements needed to create a project and how to source them. Junior product owners are also conscious of the recommended theoretical frameworks and working processes that the entire product team should follow, be it related to design, development, or other important aspects of the product lifecycle. That said, as mentioned before, the junior product owner is still someone who is getting their feet wet into the waters of product ownership. Therefore, they may have a decent understanding of product vision, but are still inexperienced in assisting customers and clients to adapt or fine-tune it to create a stellar product. What's more, while they may have a solid theoretical knowledge of product roadmaps, it's common for them to not have the practical know-how of the best UX practices that will help make the challenge of creating a solid product roadmap easier. Because of all of this, junior product owners still carry out the role expected of a product owner. However, they usually do so either under the stewardship of a more experienced product professional or in collaboration with them. This can take the form of either a product owner, such as a senior product owner, or even a project manager or business analyst, depending on the organization hierarchy. These product professionals will then support the junior product owner in making sure that they can produce the results that are expected of them. When it comes to the job requirements or qualifications requested for the junior product owner role, it really depends on the organization. However, a company usually would ask you for about 1 to 3 years worth of experience in development or in implementing products. Now that we've looked at the entry-level position in product ownership, let's move on a step higher in the hierarchy by examining the role that naturally comes after in the career path, that of the regular product owner. But first, it must be stated that generally there are quite a number of similarities between a normal product owner and their junior counterpart. Both of them are charged with grooming the product backlog in accordance with tasks and activities that have been prioritized based on the value they provide to a product and by extension the business. They also convert a product's vision into product features, in turn carrying efforts for long-term planning by way of road mapping, ensuring alignment between end user needs and product design. That said, there is one fundamental difference between a junior product owner and a standard product owner, and it can be summarized in one word: independence. You see, as mentioned before, a junior product owner is reliant on the support of additional product personnel to carry out their role successfully. A regular product owner isn't. Instead, they carry out a fully independent, self-sufficient role where they do not need assistance or intervention from a third party to do their job. Unlike junior product owners who shadow more senior product professionals, regular product owners are solely responsible for grooming the product backlog and communicating with relevant stakeholders. They also have the know-how to shape the vision presented by a client into a compelling functional product. In doing so, they and they alone take charge by communicating constantly with the development team to ensure alignment between what is envisioned and what is eventually built. In short, a regular product owner holds a great level of autonomy when carrying out activities expected of their role than is expected of a junior product owner. Once you become a product owner, the most obvious career path is to become a senior product owner. Now it's important to state that a senior product owner is not a Scrum role defined in Scrum framework. Therefore, it is not a role that you'll find in all types of organizations. However, larger companies that work on big, complex product projects that split products into different components and features create this role. To provide you with an example, let's take the case of a company that breaks up a large product project into smaller parts that can be easily managed. In such a scenario, each product component or feature would have its own Scrum team and corresponding product owner. This is precisely how multiple Scrum teams end up working on a single large product, and in turn how the role of a senior product owner comes about. Here, the senior product owner will manage all the product owners working on a single product. Consequently, in their capacity as senior product owner, he or she will own the whole product and will be responsible for it in its entirety. Therefore, in order of hierarchy, all product owners report to the senior product owner, who in turn communicates with senior management and carries out all overarching product ownership responsibilities. When it comes to the requirements of this role, it's expected that you would have acquired at least a couple of years worth of experience in product ownership, substantiating it with at least a bachelor's degree in a relevant field and additional work experience. Moving up in the hierarchy on a product owner's career path is none other than the position of a portfolio owner, also known in some cases as a product portfolio manager. This is a professional who owns and manages a group of related products. Consequently, this is a role that you will often find within large organizations that work on multiple products, components, features, and platforms. For example, Microsoft Office is a product portfolio that consists of Office products such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, among others. As a result, on one hand, each Office product has its own product owner. On the other hand, and in turn, there is a corresponding portfolio owner who owns the full Office and is responsible for maximizing the value of the portfolio. Because of the nature of this role, portfolio owners tend to be a natural transitionary move from that of a product owner. In doing so, they manage the entire portfolio of products, in turn collaborating with product owners and stakeholders to manage product strategies and goals and maximize portfolio value. Now I'd like to discuss another career opportunity that's on the product owner career path, which is that of the product manager. Despite all the debate and differences between product managers and product owners, one thing is clear: the product manager is almost universally perceived as the more challenging, demanding, and respected title between the two. You see, a product owner is focused almost exclusively on value maximization. A product manager, on the other hand, is someone who drives and manages the long-term strategy of the product. Consequently, the product manager position is more of a management role that assumes responsibility for more than just backlog management, instead leading strategy, product development, product launches, marketing, and all innovation efforts done to the product following its launch. As you can tell, this position is more strategic and holistic in nature. Up next on the career path for a product owner is that of a product director or director of product. As you can tell by the title, a product director or director of product management is a more senior role than any of the previous ones we have examined. The person entrusted with this position manages and overlooks all product managers within a company. In doing so, the product director also bears overall management responsibility for all products developed by the organization, with product managers being directly responsible for the product they are in charge of. Product managers report to product directors, who then report to the head of product. There will be only a single product director in an organization oftentimes who overlooks all the products. Since it is a leadership role, most of the time it is spent on activities related to leading, planning, and controlling products. When it comes to requirements in small organizations, you can become a product director right after a product owner or senior product owner role. However, in larger organizations, you'll have to become a product manager first and then a product director. And oftentimes you'll have to take a middle step, which is that of a lead product manager. And some companies require product directors to have at least a master's degree in a field such as product leadership, business administration, or a similar field. Now we've approached the final stop on the product career path, and what better place to stop than at the very top. I'm talking about none other than the head of product position, also in some circles known as Chief Product Officer or CPO, or sometimes the VP of product. It really depends on the organization and the number of products that it owns. An organization may opt to use one title in place of another, and in any case, this is a high management corporate role that is responsible for all the products in the organization. It is also the highest management level in an organization that a product owner can aim for in their field. In small organizations, product managers or product owners directly report to the product VP. In large organizations such as Microsoft that have multiple products, portfolios, and heads, a chief product officer overlooks everything in the product department and sits at the top position in the department. So if you are in a small organization, you'll be managing and dealing with a few product managers directly. And if you are in a larger organization, you'll be managing product directors who will be managing product managers. Chief product officers are responsible for managing all the products, setting overall product strategic goals, crafting product strategy, determining resource allocation, recruiting, managing, mentoring, and coaching product managers and product directors, as well as ensuring that overall product goals are met. Now, just because product owners typically follow a traditional career path does not mean that they can't branch off into other career ventures along the way. In fact, there are several other options you consider diving into once you reach the highest level in an organization. For starters, aiming to become the chief executive officer of a company one day is one of the most logical job titles that you can aim for once you have spent a decent amount of time as a head of product. If you're looking to branch off and be a leader of your own company, and it's no surprise that many people who work in product eventually take an entrepreneurial route because of their understanding of how to create successful products and their time spent doing that. And many also venture off to become venture capitalists or angel investors after they are VP of products or head of products, just because they have an intuitive sense for understanding whether a product will be successful. So from what we've learned, a product owner's career path is full of opportunities. In order to climb up the ladder, you've got to give your 100% throughout your career because it's very competitive. You also need to have the right training that will take you there. And now that brings me to Product Manager HQ. We have great training resources for product owners, and we even have a certified product owner course to help you level up your game and make sure that you are running smooth, agile, and Scrum processes. And if you're looking to take that next step with your product owner career or step into the role, then this is a great course for you to do so, and also join a community of like-minded product professionals. And there we have it. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the Product Manager HQ channel so you can keep up to date with everything product management. And I wish you the best of luck in your career journey as a product owner or stepping into a role as a product owner. And I'll see you on some of the following videos. Cheers.